There's a dog sitting in a living room right now. Thick fur, round face, ancient eyes, just staring at a sleeping baby like it's the most important job in the world. No training, no command, just love that nobody asked for, but everybody needed. If you've never seen a Chow Chow choose someone, you've never truly understood what loyalty looks like. And if you're still not subscribed, I see you. That actually hurts a little. This channel exists for moments exactly like this one. Hit that button. Do it for the dog. Chow Chows are one of the oldest dog breeds on the planet. Thousands of years of history behind those serious eyes. People call them aloof, stubborn, independent. And sure, they're not the dog that runs to every stranger with a wagging tail, but that's exactly what makes their love so extraordinary. When a Chow Chow decides you're their person, that's it. Game over. You've been chosen. And what happens when that ancient, dignified, impossibly fluffy creature meets a tiny human for the first time? A crawling baby, a toddler who pulls ears without warning, a child who falls asleep on them like they're a living pillow. That's where the magic lives. Watch a Chow Chow sit at the edge of a baby's playmat, not touching, not crowding, just present, watching. A guardian who never applied for the job, but accepted it without hesitation. The baby reaches out a chubby hand and grabs a fistful of that lion's mane fur. The Chow doesn't flinch, doesn't move, just turns its head slowly, looks at the baby, and lets out the quietest exhale. That exhale? That's trust, that's patience. That's a dog that has decided this small, loud, unpredictable creature is worth protecting. No amount of words can describe what it feels like to witness that in your own home. You don't reach for your phone, you don't say anything. You just stand in the doorway and feel something shift inside your chest, quietly, permanently. There's a moment, and if you've lived with a Chow Chow, you know exactly the one, where the dog does something so unexpectedly gentle that you have to stop and just stare. A toddler is wobbling across the floor, arms out, completely chaotic. The Chow Chow moves, slowly, deliberately, and positions itself beside the child. Not playing, not excited, just there. A soft wall, a furry anchor. The toddler leans against the Chow's side like it's the most natural thing in the world. And the Chow just stands there, still as a statue, holding up the universe. Does a dog like that deserve every single treat in the house? Absolutely yes. Would you do the same for someone you loved? Here's what people get wrong about Chow Chows. They see the serious face, the slow movements, the way they don't perform affection like a golden retriever, and they think cold, distant, hard to love. But the families who live with them know the truth. A Chow Chow doesn't love loudly. It loves deeply. It loves through presence, through a warm body pressed against your leg at 2 a.m. when you're sad, through a heavy head dropped onto your lap without invitation, through sitting outside the bathroom door like your personal security detail, because apparently personal space is not part of the agreement. That's not aloofness. That's devotion in a different language. And sometimes, on the hardest days, when everything feels like too much, that silent, steady presence is the only thing that reminds you that you're not alone. You don't have to explain yourself to a Chow Chow. You don't have to be okay. You just have to be there, and so will they. That kind of love doesn't need words. It just needs time, and a dog willing to give all of it to you. The babies who grow up alongside Chow Chows are growing up with something rare. They're learning, before they even have words, what it means to be loved unconditionally, to be protected without being controlled, to have a companion who asks for nothing except to be near you. That's not just a dog, that's a whole childhood. There will be a day, years from now, when that child is a teenager sitting on their bedroom floor after a hard day at school, and the Chow Chow, older now, slower, will walk in and lie down beside them without being called, just like it did when they were a baby, just like it always has. Because some bonds don't need to be explained. They don't need a reason. They just exist. quietly, completely, without conditions. And the Chow Chow? It grows with them, watches them take first steps, sits beside them during naps, tolerates the ear pulls and the hugs that are a little too tight because somewhere in that ancient, proud soul, it has decided, this child is mine. I will be gentle. The world needs more of that kind of quiet, unshakable loyalty. So here's your moment to pause and feel something real. Think about the last time someone just showed up for you, without being asked, without needing a reason, just there. No explanation, no expectation, just presence, offered freely, like it was the easiest thing in the world. That's what these dogs do every single day, not because they were trained to, not because they want something in return, but because they chose you. And when a Chow Chow chooses you, they don't unchoose you, not ever. If this moved something in you, if you felt even a fraction of what these families feel every single morning when they wake up to that round, serious, magnificent face, then you already know why this channel exists. And here's the thing nobody tells you about Chow Chows. They remember everything. Every time you were kind to them, every time you sat on the floor beside them when you were tired, every time you whispered something into their fur that you couldn't say out loud to anyone else. They carry all of it, silently, faithfully, like a secret keeper with paws. That's not a pet, that's a witness to your life. So when people ask, why do you love that dog so much? You don't need to explain, because the answer isn't in the words, it's in the way they look at you from across the room, like you are simply and completely enough. And maybe that's the most powerful thing any living creature can make you feel. Not that you're impressive, not that you're successful, just enough. Exactly as you are, on your worst days and your best ones, in your messiest moments and your quietest ones. A Chow Chow doesn't grade you, doesn't compare you, doesn't leave when things get hard. It just stays. In a world that moves too fast and asks too much, there is something almost sacred about a creature that simply chooses to stay, that gets up every morning and decides, again, that you are worth being next to. We could all learn something from that. Leave a comment below with one word that describes your dog, just one word. Let's see what comes up, because I have a feeling this community knows exactly what love looks like. And if you're still watching and still haven't subscribed, this is the moment, right here, because tomorrow there will be another story, another dog, another moment that will stop you mid-scroll and remind you why animals make us better humans. Don't miss it.